What I was experiencing yesterday.
We are very live. We are extremely
Hello,
very
hello,
live.
hello,
Hello, hello,
hello.
hello.
Wow,
YouTube,
liveness.
can you hear us? YouTube.
What I was experiencing
YouTube,
yesterday.
can you hear us? Yes. We are very live.
Let me
We are
see.
extremely
Hello,
very
hello,
live.
hello,
Hello, hello,
hello.
hello. Oh yes, yes. YouTube can. YouTube can hear us. YouTube can hear
Wunderbar.
us. Life is good. Sound echo's gone. I think we're good now,
Yes.
guys. All good. Fantastic. On that note, hello Sidepodders. Hello YouTube.
Hello, hello.
And I'll just get straight into it. How are we feeling about race weekend? How was the Hungarian Grand Prix?
I think we should let Sherry Shroff start this one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
After that brilliantly, I don't know what happened after a certain point, but yeah, I mean, I think for me, should we start with quali? Because let's first discuss quali. It was the most, I think, exciting qualifying in a while. Overall, I think it was just very tight, and of course, Lewis being on top and was more exciting for me than the rest of you, I'm sure. But I think just in general to see someone else and also like it was almost unbelievable, right? Like when I thought there's going to be a comeback, there's no way anyone else is going to top this table, but eventually to see that was pretty amazing. And yeah, Norris also doing really well. So, and Piastri. So I think it's quite exciting to see McLaren come back as well. What did you guys think of quali? Yes, hello.
I mean, my overall view on Sunday was it was a KLPD day for sports. Okay, like that
Yes.
Ashes was also looking damn tasty, and that got rained out. And then we were all thrilled on Saturday, like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Lewis versus Max once again. And within the space of 5 seconds after the start, it sort of backfired and it became largely anticlimactic and incredibly predictable once again.
Versus Max.
Yeah. So overall, my view is thoda great Saturday, KLPD Sunday.
Yeah. I would like to first say that it's so great that we have Sebastian Vettel subbing in for Arjun
Yes,
S. Ravi today.
chat has also said that we have Sebastian Vettel subbing in for Arjun
Yes.
S. Ravi, guys. Thoko one like for Sebastian Vettel, guys. There's 250
Yeah.
people watching Sebastian Vettel currently. We've got this special guest for you.
4-time world champion.
Alright,
Sprechen Sie Deutsch.
We had to promise that like no oil would be used during
Yeah.
this podcast, but we got him. So please like for Sebastian Vettel. Also like for
Mars who's making a
for the
special
Doge meme,
appearance.
for the Doge meme, which we have brought live to represent the weekend also. So yeah.
Did you
What?
see what I posted on my stories, which was an actual representation of Mars watching the it was hilarious because I'm like, why is he so disgusted?
No, Navneet, I am not retiring. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah.
Azim Banatwala, in your Sherry, your audio is your mic. I don't know whether it's
You've
your
gone
mic
back
or
to
what.
old
You've gone back to old
AirPods.
AirPods, no? Nothing. We can't hear you at all. No.
I think the upgrades are not working, Sherry.
Upgrades are not working.
Go back to wired front wing.
Yeah, please. Not working. Not working. You have an Alpine in either ear. Not going to make it to the end of this podcast.
I can hear your
This is so much
Wow,
better.
this is so much better. Oh my
This is
God.
amazing. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
yes.
like 100 times better.
Then I'm not
6,000
using
times
any-
better.
Oh my
any
God,
device.
way better this is. Yeah,
So much better.
yes, way better. Welcome back, Daniel.
I mean, I think the race was very boring, so I'll tell you the more other exciting things that were happening while the race was starting in my life, which is that. So first, I went to Arjun's place to watch the race, and like 15 minutes before the race, I called Arjun. I was like, I have a plumbing disaster at home, where literally there was a pipe that had burst in my geyser in the loft. So I was getting full. There was no rain in Hungary, but I had rain indoors conditions in both bathrooms because there was water falling from the ceiling. So I have fully like done plumbing work and then
तेरे
gone to watch
बाथरूम
it.
में Pirelli टेस्ट चल रहा था.
Yes. There was literal P0 happening in my bathroom. Yeah, listen, I think once Max, I was also excited. Like even when Lewis was on the lap, despite not being Lewis fan, I was like, come on, put it on pole. Just to get that excitement of okay, chalo, something fun will happen in the opening corner, because I think with McLaren you kind of knew that that they have pace, but it is going to drop off eventually. With Mercedes and with Lewis being behind the wheel, you got the feeling that if he went into that first corner in the lead, there would be some level of like dogged defending that would be possible, given the nature of the circuit, because there's only really one straight that you can sort of overtake on. The second straight is, I mean, again, that double DRS, again, I'm not a fan of at all. But yeah, I think the only highlight of the race was opening turn 1, where everything that had to happen in the race happened on turn 1, and then we were just done. Alonso did one throwback to 2 laps of defending against Checo Perez, and that was it.
What did you think, Rohan?
Nonsense Sunday. Ek numberi nonsense Sunday. I have literally, it was such a nonsense Sunday and just such a nonsense weekend of racing in general, where my thought is go back to like 12 just good races. You know what? Like do 12 races, throw full Mario Kart shit at them. If this is what it's going to take. Because see, anyway, I'm doing behind the scenes Mario Kart now started. Okay, basically.
Yeah.
This like your new tire compound, new this, new that, new quali, new everything. We basically reached that stage. One top one hand stage has come. I think if I have to illustrate the entire weekend, I can illustrate it with very quick dichotomy of what happened. Saturday, I usually watch alone, quali. Sunday, I usually have people come over for the race. The way Saturday went and that quali session, which I think we should talk about more in general, this sort of format. It was just a friend and me and a bunch of random people dropping in for dinner. And the two of us were watching quali, and when that final Lewis lap happened, right, Q3, that end of Q3, we had this like, jump off our couch moment where, again, it's not necessarily about Lewis, it's not necessarily, it's just that, all right. And I like, the people who come for dinner, I know, they were scared physically. Like what just happened here? Because they weren't paying attention. Cut to Sunday, where I have 6 people come over to watch the race. About 20 minutes into the race, half have peeled away to play a board game.
Yeah.
And about an hour into it, like the rest of us have joined them. Boss, I read 16 overtakes in the entire race, apparently.
Yeah, but that's about right for Hungary usually.
But still, like, oh my god, what a dire, horrible, boring Sunday. We are reaching this weird Drive to Survive moment where it's almost like the off-screen narratives are just way more entertaining than anything that's happening on track.
The
and that's
most
really
exciting
dangerous.
was the trophy breaking.
Yeah.
Guys, okay, so let's do this right now. For everyone on the panel, guys, what do we think we need to do? One change you need to do to rejuvenate this season. I say start Max Verstappen from 0 again.
That's a great idea.
And I think start taking one part off his car.
Good idea.
Wasn't there some stat that like basically Red Bull could have the championship wrapped up by
Monza.
Italy itself?
Yeah.
By Monza itself.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking bonkers. Yeah.
By the, I think that there is more fun racing been happening with Max in esports, because
Sim racing,
this is what he does in his spare time, which he got into there was a huge controversy around it. He got disqualified from the race.
Yes.
Because of, although as sim racer, 100% full relate to what Max has done. Has to be said, because basically what happened is he went into Spa, first hairpin. There was some netcode issue, which is that, like the cars, because of the ping that exists in online gaming, even though he's not actually touched, the game processes it as a touch for the other person, and the other guy thinks that, this guy has touched me and taken me off. So I think it was into bus stop, not the first hairpin. So the guy who he hit felt like, this Verstappen has fucking hit me. So then in the next corner, he hit Verstappen. He basically did a Joe to Ricciardo, where basically he hit Verstappen, and as a result of that, Verstappen and 2 of his teammates got taken out. So then Verstappen was like, fuck this, I don't want to race from the back of the grid. So he has gone, and you have to admire this thing. So Spa-Francorchamps, he's gone through the Kemmel Straight. There is the Lecombe chicane that comes after it, which has an escape road. So the chicane aisa jata hai. And there's one escape road that goes like this. Credit to the man, he has taken that escape road and timed it so perfectly that he's come out and T-boned the guy who took him out, and both of them are out of the race.
Nice.
This most full relate, because I have done that at least once in my life in an open lobby.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the most exciting racing we got this week.
I mean, it was like Saturday also, we were very excited because of sort of Lewis and Max also being there together. And man, credit to Lewis Hamilton. 9 pole positions at the Hungarian Grand Prix in clearly the third fastest car of the weekend, which is just bonkers. But it's also like, it was the reason why we were all sort of so thrilled on Saturday is kind of a throwback to 2021, of course, with the season and everything. But that's what this year is totally lacking, right? Like some sort of rivalry to Max that we can all sink our teeth into, or some sort of rivalry in general, like Red Bull versus the FIA or something like that. Like, I don't know. Like, so I think that's why also Sunday was especially anticlimactic, given that like the build-up on Saturday was like, we're going to get something so tasty now. The meme game on Saturday of what would happen into the first corner was next level.
We also got our hopes too high, I think, because like everybody was so like obsessed with something new happening that we were so let down and so fast that it was like, oh, okay, that was it, and this is how it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's so weird that after Max spending all of Saturday complaining, kya bakwas gaadi hai, fucking useless car, hopeless team, sucks. And then at the end,
that's a classic I'm second and not first tantrum, dude. That's basically the Lewis Hamilton podcast for the last 18 or so races of his life. All right.
No, but this guy actually, because I watched the FP1, FP2 also. Well, no, there's not much of FP1. But FP2, FP3, which we saw. Like even through all of that, he was complaining a lot, saying, "Dude, this balance of this car is shit. I cannot feel this thing or whatever." But again, that is credit to the people in the back end of Red Bull who are like, listen, okay, we have a car that's going to be shit through quali, but we know just how stupidly fast it's going to be in the race. Like he has come 27 seconds. Like he could have pit again for fastest lap if he wanted.
Yeah.
It's absurd. So man,
very quick
crazy.
Super chat readout. Abhishek Verma, thank you. Lando breaking Max's trophy because McLaren's record is broken. Decent week for Danny Rick despite Zhou doing his best. Bottas Hungary 2020.
We should talk about Danny Rick.
Yes.
Azim, what force feedback do you use on your wheel? Gunveer says petition to start episode with lights out and away we go. Lando really got a chance to break the trophy, says Chase. And Rohit says, Rohan, are you planning to go? I'm not getting into that shit. Okay.
To answer force feedback, my wheel is a Thrustmaster TSXW. It has 6 Newton meters of torque. That's.
Oh my god. Too good.
But yeah, Danny Rick returning, just seeing the new packaging with Danny Rick as the first face, with that smile coming at you.
Brother, 1 second. You're talking about Danny Rick as first face with that smile.
Yeah.
Do you know that within
on the internet, yes.
Just within like hours of it happening. Okay. Instagram keeps throwing me, even though I'm this thing, keeps throwing me F1 TV Pro subscription ads. Okay.
Yeah.
The day Danny Rick's 80 outfit came out, dude, the first ad I got, Max and Lewis are on the side.
Danny Rick is in it.
Max and Alpha Tauri. I've never seen an Alpha Tauri logo much in front like that before. And I was just like, Like literally Max is peeping out like this from me. It's the funniest thing I've seen.
Because they were like, "Arey, Max and Lewis fans have already subscribed. Now let's cash in on the Danny Rick."
Yeah, but a great comeback by Danny Rick. I mean, all weekend, I think I think that's everybody wanted to. that was one of the storylines coming into Hungary. That was going to be most interesting, is how would Danny Rick cope. I think also the Alpha Tauri had a decent upgrade over the last couple of weekends, but then out qualifying Sonoda, and then despite what is it with Alfa Romeos and starting at Hungary?
Yeah, they are playing carom, dude, in that first corner. They're like, Kaisa, how to put maximum cars out of collision.
It's like sort of bowling alley with some of the Alfa Romeos. But despite having that shunt from Zhou and basically starting the race from last, he still like was knocking on the door of points in 13. It was fairly impressive.
But I think
Comeback
he's on
from
a
Danny
mission
Rick.
now because he's
Yeah.
gunning for this one seat, and I mean,
Checo's seat,
they're
yeah.
both on that mission to prove themselves, as we saw.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite exciting, I think, because suddenly we're also seeing the spacey Danny Rick that we haven't seen in a while. Even Checo seems to be like,
Yeah, I mean, something happened to
going
Checo
for
this
it.
weekend because
Sure.
Checo had was driver of the day and everything, and like made his way up and everything. So
the point is,
Yeah.
again, he can't do quali, like races,
Yeah.
like chalo theek hai, but he just cannot get that car. And even in practice, you can see like the first time he went, put a wheel on the, like rookie mistake, putting wheel on the grass and putting it into the wall. Like nobody does that anymore. So I think you can see it's a little pressure's definitely getting to him. But yeah, drove well. Where did he start on the grid? Like
he started 13th and he finished
13th and
13th.
finished.
no, wait. Oh, he was 13th.
No,
Yeah,
Danny Rick or
No,
Checo?
no.
No, I was talking about Checo.
Checo started
9th or
9th.
8th, na? 8th,
Eighth.
9th.
Eighth, huh? So yeah,
Eighth,
eighth. This thing,
Yeah.
So eighth to third, I guess, not bad. But
I mean,
yeah,
Russell also had a
Yeah,
big
Russell also
comeback.
got a lot
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, that was quite, I think, even more impressive than
Yeah.
Checo's, because you know that Checo has the dominant.
because I think what was quite clear was that Mercedes is mega quick when it is low on fuel.
Yes.
So like when you're in
Yes.
quali sessions and you've got low fuel load, so I'm assuming it's also wearing the tires out a little bit less. I think they can push that car a lot more.
Yep.
But because towards the end of
Yeah, it's
races,
settled
they are
suddenly. Like
mega
it's
fast.
really
man.
settling at
Yeah.
the end. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
point where
totally.
Lewis also fully changed his tune from like, hey guys, have you turned
Yeah,
the
2
engine
more
down?
laps he would have got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was damn good. But I mean, again, like Perez, I suppose making amends for a terrible Saturday again. It's only painting, like Danny Rick's smile must be so big under his helmet. First race he comes in, he out qualifies the incumbent, out race. Like, I mean, he actually his race, I went back and sort of was seeing some of the stuff that Danny Rick was doing, and they pit him earlier. There was some really good strategy plus race calls that sort of also showed that, man, this guy is not just like, okay, put me in a car and I'll do what I have to do. He was thinking long game.
He did what,
And
40
everything.
laps on that medium? Like,
Yeah, 40 laps on
still?
that last stint, which was like nuts. And I think he, like close to the end of the race, he was coming close to Albon and Bottas, who were also sort of fighting and everything, which is, pretty impressive. Let's see how this continues for the season. But undoubtedly, I think Checo will be feeling the pressure. Like say we go into Belgium and Checo has another terrible Saturday or whatever, and is unable to capitalize on the weekend, and Danny Rick scores the first point for Alpha Tauri in a while or whatever. He has to wait a whole month for the next race because of the big summer break with all this looming upon him. So I'm certain that he's
he is just waiting. Where is there one street circuit where I can
come and drive
Show
again?
something.
But I think it's
Some
gonna
principality
a
somewhere.
lot. Like I think Yuki and Perez, everyone's gonna get like that pressure to like prove themselves now in this situation.
Yeah, think about poor Yuki Tsunoda actually. Yeah. Like he was outshining. He was made to look so good with Nick DeVries in the other seat. And now you're like, oh my God, what happened? Like, I mean, Yuki needs to up his game as opposed to,
Yeah, so everyone who's been comfortable is now kind of in that, zone of
Yeah, and also, guys, speaking of drivers losing their seats, Nicholas Latifi is doing MBA, guys.
Yes.
It is on.
It is
That's so
on.
cool.
I wish him nothing but the best. I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's very cool. I hope soon Lance Stroll join him for NBA.
Yes, he's in his MBA course. He's going to think outside the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, imagine him coming back as like some team principal
Team
after
owner or
doing
something. Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that'd be
MBA.
very
It'll be
cool.
fun.
I think that'd
Yeah.
be very fun.
Buys
Yeah.
the company from Lawrence Stroll. Hilarious.
Yeah.
But there's so many of these sports people who like fully like especially in football and all, like there are lots of these guys, like there's Martin Braithwaite who was in Barcelona, a Danish guy, like full real estate business on the side, which makes him more money than his football also. So he's fully killed. Gotta do it, dude.
Yeah, remember when the Icelandic football team qualified for the World Cup in Russia? There's only like, I think like the coach was a doctor as well, and like one of the players is a dentist and things like that. Yeah, it's like
So we've covered this in 442 as well, but there was so Salford City, the club that is owned by the former Manchester United class of '92, Gary Neville, Paul Scholes, all those guys. So
Right.
when they had like their team in like the non-league, like lower than League Two, they had like 2 part-time coaches.
okay.
Though the coach on his day off is driving truck. So he's driving trucks coming. Their star striker is like, bro, he's also part-time model along with football player at that time. So he's like, bro, I got corporate gig. You find new striker for this match. I'm not coming. So that's actually the kind of stuff that happens in like the lower echelons of sport.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
given
Alfa Romeo, man. Sorry.
Given how often George Russell is shirtless, I'm sure he could start an OnlyFans as well.
Crikey fans.
Crikey fans, yeah.
But Alfa Romeo, dude, after such hope they gave us with that Guan Yu Zhou being P1 in Q1, we were like, where has
What
this
has
come
happened?
from?
Yeah, what has happened? Yeah.
I think what I really learned from that Q1, what I, as the sort of less advanced Formula One watcher, learned on that day with this new format is basically, like hard tires are the tires that the kids spend least time studying. Basically,
Yeah.
is what I've learned. Okay, is that like that's the part of the syllabus that is left for last because hard tires पे सबका फट गया था Q1 में, ठीक है?
Yeah, because nobody pushes on hard tires.
Thinking, right? Nobody's thinking in terms, I wonder, we should really focus on what we're going to do on the hard. सब लोग
But this is what they need to do.
Exactly, right? So the second, if you notice, that whole shake-up only happened in Q1. Q2, Q3, the narrative started to like stabilize, right? Like this thing. So
And that's what even Lewis was saying.
I was just like, as somebody, who has prioritized syllabus for exams, I like this format because way to catch people out.
Yeah, so that's why even Lewis was like, he was going on this entire sustainability thing of guys, there are so many inter and wet tires that get thrown out of the race. I think he was subtly saying कि एक Q3 on full wets हो जाना चाहिए in dry conditions.
That's a suggestion for how to improve.
Yeah, and you use up tires also. Very good idea.
But
but it was kind of
format really makes a difference, na, sustainability wise, with the wastage and also the
I don't know.
carbon dioxide emissions that are saved and so on.
It seems kind of piecemeal. I look, I'm all for messing around with Saturday, but don't put it in this guise of like being holier than thou and saying that like, yeah, we saved 3,800 tires over the course of a year by doing this or whatever,
Like think of how many more you could have
But we
saved
will
by
fly
not
from
doing F1.
Melbourne to Canada to
Canada,
Saudi
to
the moon. There'll be a race on the moon, and then we'll come back.
Come back
And
also.
then we'll race in Atlantis also. And
Yeah.
then we will go again to Japan.
So I'm fine with like messing with the Saturday format. Just don't like portray like Aramco Saturdays or whatever, as this like holier than thou sustainability saving model.
I don't think I've ever heard a name more dystopian than Aramco Saturdays in my entire life. Like the opposite of Taco Tuesday is Aramco Saturday.
Aramco Saturday.
In terms of just the feeling it sends down my spine. So my friend Tushar has sent me this thing. About how terrible it is even by Hungary standards. Okay, Hungary 22, 61 overtakes. Hungary 23, 16, brother. Even this year's Monaco had more overtakes than the Hungarian GP. Brothers and friends, thank you Tushar
Yeah.
Chandani for very solid information. But
Yeah.
this is literally where we are on this. Like,
Yeah. What is our next spa? Chalo, spa to Red Bull will win by 1.5 minutes. With that straight, there nobody has any hope. I think the other teams will need to deploy the car without driver to save enough
I
weight.
think F1 should start like some of those sort of school races used to start, where I think they should have to first
Handicap.
run into their equipment and change and put on their clothes and run to their cars. And the clothes should be kept at the back, which means that the guy who's first has to run the most.
Yeah.
And the guy
And Max
who's
has to
last
wear a
actually,
three-piece suit also.
Yes,
Just
Max,
to make it doubly
yes,
hard.
Yes.
Yeah, he has to wear
Everybody
a
gets to
three-
donate one item of clothing.
That Max has to wear.
Yes, the
Yeah,
person who's
yeah.
first. Let's not say Max.
Yeah.
Let's say the person
Yeah.
who's first has
Yeah,
to wear.
yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. And then you go from there.
Yeah. Like that scene of Joey and Friends wearing
Yes.
all
Yeah.
of the shit
Yes,
together.
yes,
Like
exactly.
that. Yes.
And
Yeah.
then they
That
have to
is the
manage to get in because obviously they're not going to fit. So it's going to be a.
That sounds like a Max problem.
yeah.
But yeah.
I am just checking Swa Francochamp's weather forecast for next week.
Wow,
Already.
dude. Wow.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that can
Wow.
save
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
I just
I
like
mean, we have other storylines also that we can discuss from this race. Like
Okay, we have wet quali, dry race. Boo. Okay.
again, what depths of despair does a Ferrari fan sink to?
But again, how many times can it's in a way like discussing Red Bull winning only? No, how many
Yeah, yeah,
times and in how
yeah.
many ways
Can we
pick
talk
apart
about
the same things?
same thing? Yeah.
Boss, like existentially
Yeah.
do something different. No, like you
Yeah.
can't just pick the same. How many times do we go, bhai, somebody put signs on suicide watch? How many
Yeah.
times do we go like Leclerc had nothing left in his eyes?
There was one point where Leclerc was on Saturday, I think. He's like, let's stay calm.
Yeah.
But come on.
But come on, yes.
But come on.
Yes.
But come
Like
on.
I want that on a t-shirt. Let's stay
Yeah.
calm. But come on!
Yeah, come on. Yeah, that's the, what is it? Keep calm and carry on for
Yeah, to
Ferrari.
keep calm and
Let's
come
stay
on.
calm, but come on. Like, come on, yeah. Like, Ferrari kind of, there was again like all the whole strategy back and forth happening. And it's kind of, you guys have watched The Bear
Yes.
Yeah.
TV
have
show,
not,
and
but
you've
yeah.
seen some of those scenes which happen in the kitchen,
Yes, chef.
and it's like so, yeah, like it's very chaotic. Everybody's talking over each other. There in this series, there is no clear leader because everybody has an opinion. The song New Noise by Refused, which is like this heavy hardcore thrash thing, which has played now in both seasons, is playing, and it's just fucking chaos. Nothing works. It's entertaining as fuck, anxiety inducing as fuck as well. It's Ferrari. Like, I mean,
No, but the
sometimes
people
when-
at the Bear know what they're doing. Like, if you see the new season,
Yeah.
yeah,
those
yeah.
are
Now they
like,
don't.
Carmi's like he's a 2-star chef, etc. Like
Yeah.
for me, it's like Ferrari is way, dude. If I had to do the pop culture reference, it's
Yeah.
way more like. Have you seen Death of Stalin?
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
You seen Death of Stalin, and there's that
Yeah,
scene
yeah.
where basically Stalin's son is trying to wrestle the gun out of the hands of those guards.
Yeah.
And the camera just doesn't move for 50 seconds as he's struggling. And they're not even like fighting him. They're literally
Yeah.
like, bhai, tu kya kar raha hai? Like,
Yeah.
bhai, kya kar raha hai? Bhai, chal jayegi. Bhai. Ferrari is way more that at this point, where it's almost
Yeah.
like, dude, like, what is left? Okay, and again, to just bring dichotomy, all right? If
Yeah.
Checo is doing a 1.9 second stop,
Stop. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the Checo, not forget Max is gone, we agree.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if Checo is doing 1.9 second, how
Yeah.
brother your gun is not work and you're doing 9 second pits? How brother? How?
No, and somebody else also had a gun. Not I think Alonso also had a slow pitch. So
Alonso
that was
also
like
had a-
3.9 seconds. Like, chalo,
Seconds,
theek hai,
yeah,
3.9
yeah.
we will manage.
Yeah.
Like, brother, how?
No, but
Yeah.
it's really sad. I mean, Aston and Ferrari, I mean, from where we started to today, it's just like, it's,
Yeah. Aston and McLaren seem to have gone in the
yeah,
opposite
Yes.
direction
Yes.
entirely.
Yeah.
Like, McLaren is doing what Aston was doing, and Aston is now doing what McLaren is doing. And it's kind of sad, actually. Like, with Lance and this one finishing, like, I think 9th and 10th or whatever, it's like, oh my God, we were just talking about, like, no
Yeah.
more races without podiums.
And
But I
that,
think
oddly
they're
and eerily enough,
diametrically.
was the last time we heard from them.
Yeah. But the two cars are very diametrically opposite to like their strong points. For instance, McLaren is very good in the medium to high speed, whereas Aston is very good in the lower speed corners. So but maybe because Lando himself was like, I'm not very confident about us at Spa. He was like, I'm already dreading like few corners at Spa over there. Like the slow corners, we are really, really slow. So I don't know, but I think everybody's sort of caught up now with their upgrades over time to where Aston Martin was. I think Aston built a very good car at the start, but I think over time now they haven't really had the ability to be like, okay, now what's the next step? How do we take this car? I think they were like happy with like, chalo, theek hai, ho gaya. Like we have a good enough car for this year, so let's save our money for the next time around. I don't know. I guess I get.
I
the
feel like
feeling
if we
that
want to
that's
do hand wringing, I would like to nominate this week instead of Ferrari, Alpine.
Oh
my God.
I would like to
Bichare.
nominate Alpine.
Why did they even come to Hungary?
Like that would have been truly sustainable. If you could like Minority Report style look into the future and be like, guys, if you don't come only actually.
Don't come.
That is true sustainability. Like, I think it would be best for all. Like basically, I think the two Alpines and Logan Sargent, if they don't
they don't show up. Yeah, they just don't need to.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's so sad. I love that visual of like when Gasly finally limps his way back to the pits and they've changed the tires, and then one guy at the back is like, "Arey, ye right wing nahi chal raha hai." Rear wing. And then they're like, "Okay, fuck it. Band karo, shut it down."
Like,
so sad. Yeah.
Put it in perspective, they are closer in points right now to Williams than they are to McLaren. Yes.
But Alpine will still get enough points to like. I mean, I think they'll be like 6th overall. I think they can pretty much nail down 6th place.
Listen, where can McLaren end up? Hello, that is
third.
where...
If they could, now third is a possibility. Best of the rest is a possibility, brother. Like,
I mean...
Best of the rest is second, technically.
Yeah.
I mean, but still. Like...
You know, even Mercedes, I think like, if they...
Like Mercedes will come second, I think. Like,
probably.
Yeah.
Comfortably. So that's why, like...
Yeah, but that is like some incredible turnaround, and like hats off to Oscar. I mean, Lando is cool and everything, but Oscar again this weekend, that first stint where he is the one who gets behind Max was pretty impressive for the first few laps and everything, that he wasn't getting frazzled by being like P2 and like, you know, in there. I mean, at the end, he kind of whatever, he ended up getting caught by, you know, Perez and Hamilton and ending up 5th, but very impressive by Oscar Piastri.
The stop screwed him. No? I mean, I think he had kind of lost his like whole morale. When he was even on the radio saying, "So what do you want me to do now?" Like, as in, it wasn't really it was like, I need to follow your orders and whatever. But I mean, he was kind of like, that was my...
Yeah, kind of. But he didn't. I don't know if he had the pace on the mediums.
Definitely not long term. But I think in that moment, it was a bit of a like
confidence hit. Yeah, for sure. I think that it can definitely play a part. But I'm especially impressed by him over Norris, even potentially. Like in the last few races with this upgrade, he's shown that he can hang with the big boys, and you know, he's consistently over there. I feel like, you know, a little bit more time in the car, he could be a problem for Norris. Like, you know, it like right now it's all like hunky dory and like, the social media is very friendly and things like that. You know, he's managed by Mark Webber, who's notoriously difficult with teammates and knows how to, like, you know, sort of bring a point across. So it's great. And for me as a McLaren fan,
also just big ups to like the team, right? Given that like couple of months ago the jokes were and the meme game was all like Danny Rick chilling with his 12 mil watching, you know, the McLaren sort of garbage fire, and I feel like look at it now, and you know, they're up there fighting in front and my man sitting in an Alpha Tauri at the back. I think for the first time in a long time, like it's, I think maybe like, you know, they're smiling in the McLaren garage for a change. And that
For
was a
sure.
good deal because I think Piastri has straight away taken to the car in a way that Danny just never did, obviously.
But
Yeah.
again, just to put the hypothetical question, do we think Danny with this car would be putting in performances similar to
I heard
Lando?
some interview where he was saying just now that, like, look, it's basically Lando's car, kind of like how the Red Bull is Max's car,
Ah, got it.
And he was like, look, it's his driving style and everything. So
Hmm.
it was quite recent that he was talking about it. I'm not sure. Maybe it was like some fundamental sort of foundational issue that he wasn't able to get across with the car or whatever, or maybe it's just a fucking confidence thing. You never know, man. Like with
Yeah.
these, it's such fine margins. The end of the day, we're talking about tenths of a second. So, I mean,
Yeah.
at least that's my view.
Another good question raised by Kirk in the chat, which I was also thinking at the time, is like, why were they not allowing Sainz to pass Leclerc when he is on softs? Like, clearly on different strategies. Why are you
Yeah.
keeping your own driver behind for no? What are you achieving with this?
Because
It
I
was
feel
so
like you have
stupid.
potentially reached a point at a team where if you let him do that, you may have an
Yeah.
instance in F1 where a driver just pulls over to the side, gets out of his car, and just starts weeping
Yeah.
openly. It's as simple as that now, I think. It is,
Yeah.
there's no other reason than we just want to be able to have a pleasant dinner tonight. I think this is where we are.
But I think they're just trying really hard to retain Leclerc. Like they're doing everything, whatever they can do to please him at this point. I think because they're
Then
scared. he's
They are
gonna-
clearly not doing
not, yeah.
everything, Sherry. With
Oh, no, I
respect,
don't
not
like
everything.
this kind of shit. Like saying like we don't want to piss him off. Like he's gonna call the shots or whatever. I guess right now because they aren't competitive, and also there are lots of rumors, right, of obviously him like jumping ship to a better team, which is likely. I mean, in the situation.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I
very
think
possible.
Lando Norris is turning out to be the tastier proposition for other teams right now. If I was Zach Brown, I would be,
Worried.
going into the summer break as well, and with like 2 podiums on this thing with other teams contemplating, whether their drivers are up to scratch. Like Charles, like these guys, Ferrari ended up like what, 70 seconds behind or something, max. Even if he wanted to show his worth with whatever fumbles are happening in Ferrari, it's so difficult right now to even show that like to other teams that like, oh yeah, I am actually this generational talent that everybody said I was.
Yeah. But given that we are pretty much a week away from the start of silly season, do we know? Do you think there is one big reshuffle that could put because Leclerc is the only guy who seems unhappy enough to be like, bro, fuck this shit. I'll go somewhere.
Where does he
Yeah.
go?
And I think that my feeling is that if they were to replace Checo, I think they would go with. There's only two drivers that I think would fit the bill there, which is Lando and Leclerc.
I mean, why not Daniel? As it seems like Daniel is in the
Yeah,
sort of,
they seem to have said that he is in the running and that he's.
yeah. I like after that all of this, I'd say
I
the
don't think
first
any of
person
these
on
guys
Red Bull's
will
list.
go. Apparently, they've been trying to poach Lando for years now, but he said he's been saying no since he was like a junior and stuff, apparently, because basically, like I guess he knows that it's Max's team and setup and whatever, or whoever goes there knows, I think, and accepts that I'm going to be in this stepchild situation. And which is why I think they're like, we'd rather be lead drivers here and,
But
I
lead driver achieving what is the question? Like
Yeah,
Duke,
exactly.
But like right now, Lando has a decent-ish competitive car, so I don't know if he would want to jump. Like, I mean,
Lando, no.
Maybe Audi Sauber would be an interesting one for Leclerc 2026 when Audi comes in into this. Like, we're seeing a rebuilding happening at Alpha anyway. I mean, Saturday was quite impressive, and with what's his name, Andreas Seidel now running things at Alpha.
But whose contracts are running out this year? We have
My favorite rumor that I read
Lewis.
is that
Lewis, yeah, but
Lewis.
they're saying it's a formality that it's obviously happening, but no, I don't know.
What is your favorite one?
My favorite is that basically at Haas, Hulkenberg is locked down and Magnussen is not. And
Which
then
is
just
hilarious.
like, bye.
Yeah.
Like a best Succession finale ever.
Yeah.
11 on 10.
Yeah.
Right there.
And he had the bleached hair also this weekend.
Full on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Full on.
with the,
Yeah, is
in-
Denmark planning to wage war on any country anytime soon?
yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
unlikely.
but like props to Hulkenberg, man. He's Mr. Saturday this whole season
Yeah.
so far. He's sort of taken that thing, and it sucks that the Haas doesn't have that pace or whatever. But wow, like Hulkenberg, Ken back.
Ken back. Rohit Khan giving the perfect solution. Max should go to Alpha Tauri for rest of season.
Yes.
That
Yes.
would be fun.
Great.
Yeah.
And
Great
Ricardo
suggestion.
comes in as
I
number
actually
one
like Kirk's suggestion that Josh Verstappen will replace Checo.
Oh, dude, that but
Solid.
then
Yeah.
Verstappen will drive even faster. Like shit, he's in my rearview mirror. Oh no, lapping everyone except yours.
Yeah. For fear that his dad will leave him in the paddock or something like that.
And just go.
Just leave him.
But who do
Yeah.
you think will jump ship? You think it's likely? Like, I don't think Lewis will now. I think he's pretty happy with the car currently, as in terms of with the improvements and upgrades. He still seems like he's like with the team.
I get the feeling one of the Ferrari drivers at some point is going to fully tilt and be like, guys, I've had enough. But where they will go?
I'm going to
is
do an
the-
MBA.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah, I'm going to do an MBA. Screw this.
Yeah,
I'm going to do an MBA.
Get the joy out of the sport. Or
It's like so much. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
What I have learned from my years of Ferrari is that
Ferrari.
learning management is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, I will come back and take
Yeah.
Fred's job in 2
Yeah,
years.
exactly. Yeah. Or Charles, didn't Charles release some music and all? Maybe he'll just like, nah, man, I want to become a DJ or something like that. Yeah, my true calling is Tomorrowland, or whatever.
Which is what you could call Ferrari because their next title
Yeah.
is just
Yeah,
But it's
Tomorrowland.
next
crazy
year's our year,
how
lads.
it's just
Yeah.
gone like downhill and further and further and further, and there's just like nothing changing.
But they haven't looked competitive at all, no, this season. Like,
No.
not even the one starting race where you were like, chalo, okay,
No.
they're in
Not
it.
at all. Not
I mean,
solidly in the middle.
beginning of the
throughout.
year, we were all like Aston. You all were all like, oh, Alonso will
Yes.
challenge
Yeah.
Max and yay and ho. And
We were
then,
talking about Alonso at the
Yeah.
start of this year, like we were
Yeah.
talking about Charles Leclerc last year. Like,
Last year, yeah.
Last
And
year.
like we're
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
Norris right now. So I
Right
think there's
now.
going to be one more resurgence. I think Pierre Gasly now is going to kill it for 3
Yeah.
weeks.
Yuki Tsunoda, guys. Yuki Tsunoda.
Yuki Tsunoda, yeah.
Who at the
Yeah.
end will take off his mask and reveal that he was De Vries in a mask all along. And that the real Tsunoda was the friends we made along the way.
Wow.
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 I mean, it's crazy how boring this season is that we've got such plot twists.
One
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
This season and this race also was so boring that we
Yeah.
have taken detours to Azim told us about some football club that's owned by Gary.
Yeah.
Then at some point we talked about something else entirely. We have discussed Death of Stalin and The Bear,
Yeah.
which are two things you should watch more than the Hungarian Grand Prix, in my opinion.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And yeah, is there anything else left to discuss about this weekend?
No, not at all.
No, just
We can
Kavi.
put it to bed.
Just leave it to
R.I.P.D.
bed forever,
Yeah.
end its misery.
Spa.
Though, I mean,
only
at
hope
least
is
Spa,
weather.
yeah, but midfield will be exciting. Lots of overtaking possibilities and stuff like that. I feel like and it's a sprint weekend as well, right?
Is
I
it?
think
Suppose
yeah, I think it's sprint
I have
weekend.
decided-
Parent.
I
Yeah.
will just say that it will be a terrible race because if you go in with
No
no expectations, like the
expectations,
lowest,
Yeah.
then it'll be amazing. I think, guys, it'll be
Yeah.
terrible.
Terrible.
I
Yeah.
think it'll
Yeah,
be
horrific.
so boring. I think they'll just walk around the track.
Yeah.
No, they did
Aramco
that
Sunday.
once few
Aramco Sunday.
few years ago.
That's what Max
Emphasis
calls
on
it.
the Aram.
Aram ka Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if it is a sprint, then Saturday could be mixed condition sprint would be interesting. Let's see. Who knows? But yeah, Williams has potential at Spa, as Manthan points out, because that is the only thing that their car has, which is straight line speed.
Straight line speed. Yeah.
So he will be one wrong. Like I loved how Bichara Bottas the entire race is like, come on, this time I will get the next Albon.
Yeah,
And Albon is
yeah,
like,
like,
sorry,
yeah,
10
yeah.
horsepower more I have.
Just
DRS, what is DRS? But yeah, no, but nothing else to talk about. Like the Haas completely anonymous, Aston Martin completely anonymous in this entire race. Williams did nothing apart from that battle with Bottas. Who else was there? Yeah, nothing.
nobody.
Nothing,
Alpines
zero.
didn't participate only, so what to say?
Yeah.
Nothing, nobody. It was
Nothing.
Was F2 any better? Do we know?
There was a reverse. I mean, our boys qualified, I think, 6th and 8th in the on Friday, and then on the sprint race they started 1st and 3rd. But by corner 1 they were 4th and 6th. And then on Sunday also I followed a little bit of the F2 feature, and they just seem to be going backwards. So
What are people saying
an
about
especially
Alpine
good day.
engine?
Alpine engine. Alpine
I
engine.
will search. Renault wants to boost Alpine engine. Okay, please boost.
Please
Please
boost.
Yeah.
Please
boost.
Please boost. Would be great.
also they said there are rumors now that many teams have breached the
Already
cost
breached
cap.
the
Yeah,
cost
because
cap.
now everyone wants good catering.
Yeah.
What happened was like
Everybody's having
everyone wants good
sushi
catering
and-
now.
Shrimp and caviar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently they have a deficit of like anywhere between 20 to 30 horsepower on their competitors, Alpine. So wow, that's like a very bad engine. Yeah.
Plus, there's no Renault customers, right? So I don't.
Matlab in life also. In India, there are definitely not.
Like, yeah.
Very few people buy Clio.
Guess we're not getting a sponsorship on that car anytime soon.
Yeah.
Guys, Maruti Suzuki, if you're around, we love.
Yeah.
You should provide engine to Ferrari.
We are.
But yeah, I think that's
I
about
think
it.
we're done. Like, I don't have any enthusiasm to discuss this race.
Yeah.
Like this has, I think, been the most like blah.
Yeah.
Saturday, I think in general, what is now starting to happen with the way this season is going is Saturday is just the more entertaining day.
100%.
Because it is the only
Yeah.
day where any randomness is possible. Over
I
one
think
lap.
they need to have a race to decide the order in which they do quali on Sunday. I think that's the next step.
But I really think they should try the reverse that they're doing with this F2. I think
They might have to this year.
it will just really add something. I mean, right now it's just like
But I think that's a rule that is applicable and useful for like this season. But in seasons where the cars hopefully are more closely matched, then it's like just unfair for people. But having said that, F2 may also all the cars.
I mean,
are
if
equal,
the championship is wrapped up by Italy, which it looks very likely that it is going to be, then every race post Italy they should try something new.
Yeah, why not?
Like,
Why not? If it's a dead rubber, then why not?
Yeah, exactly.
it's like they should pull out things from a hat and be like, this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend. Yeah, scenes from a hat.
Improv
literally
F1.
the Mario
Yeah,
Kart
improv
things,
F1.
dude. You go through those question marks
Yeah.
and then you unlock
Yeah,
a skill.
yeah.
Like, I think
Something,
it's
yeah,
just-
exactly.
And it's like 30 minutes before the race, the team gets what's new.
What's going to happen? Yeah, exactly.
I still
Yeah.
think your steering wheel button should control an ability on someone else's car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think that. But yeah.
But,
Cool,
but,
fun, good
as,
chat,
As
guys.
Kedar says, reverse grid will make Max win by 24 seconds instead of 48.
It's a true. It's a true.
Yeah.
It's a true.
But yeah, for fun, should we do predictions or what?
No.
No.
Okay, let's not.
No. Fun.
Yeah.
I remember that name. Been a while.
I think we all just collectively say it's going to be a shit race, it's going to be terrible, it's going to be
Yeah.
boring, and then
Nothing.
maybe
Yeah.
there'll be
Nothing.
something.
It's going to be
for us.
8
Yeah.
numbry, like, and I will be so happy to be wrong. So like.
I
happy
think the
to be
problem is whenever Aditya Bhatt is not on the episode, next race is very bad. Always, if you notice.
So basically, yes, this is all Aditya Bhatt's fault.
It's all his
But
fault.
This is all
Yeah.
Aditya Bhatt's fault, guys. Please
Yeah.
tell Aditya Bhatt.
No maths, no party.
No match, no party. This is the Ferrari motto.
No, I think there's a no party, no maths.
No party, no match. Any final thoughts, friends? Anything to say? Any tour? Any dates? Any this thing? Mr. Azim Banatwala, I'll start with you.
मतलब वही है. It's a bunch of India shows in August and mainly London on 17th September and Amsterdam 24th September. So yes.
Outstanding. Arjunes Ravi.
Nothing to plug. Please check out Munchie Lal and Sons on Swiggy and Zomato in Bandra area.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Sherry Shroff.
I actually do have something, guys.
Yes, say.
Oh, hey!
So I was shooting the travel show. I was shooting in Malaysia, Yumi in Malaysia. The first episode was on TLC on
nice.
Friday. The next episode is on 28th on Friday, 5:30. If you do have a cable connection, watch it on TLC.
You can't see it on
Nice.
Discovery Plus or
No.
anything, or
No, it's only on TV.
wow.
Okay.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Wait, I had. Oh yeah, and also if you've never watched 442 and you're interested in football, it's at 10 o'clock after this. So come
Yes,
on
and
442 channel.
Like Arjun S. Ravi said, if you do live in Bandra or the western suburbs and you're looking for late night fried snacks, Munchie Lal and Sons is my new cloud delivery kitchen. Is available on Swiggy, Zomato, everywhere. Last orders are at 4:20 a.m. Just
Make of that what
Yes,
like
I have
that
seen
number.
the menu and I was like, oh my god.
Yes, it's all very number one fried.
I think
What
next
is your,
episode we
na-
need to have snacks.
I
We-
recommend the
Mukbang,
tenders, I recommend the
podcast.
buffalo wings, and I recommend the onion rings. Those are just
Onion
too
rings look damn good.
Yes.
Oof,
They are too.
I will get.
Yes, please enjoy.
Rohan, next episode we all need snacks. It's
Done.
a mukbang
Done.
podcast.
Done. Mukbang special will be done. Mukbang special is on. Okay, friends. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, friends. Guys, before going, one last we will bring Aditya Bhatt back for the next episode. He has promised us he will be back in time for Spa.
Yes.
Is what he has told us. So, Aditya, if you are watching, brother,
We are checking.
We are checking. On that note, thank you, friends. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching Sidepod. My name is Rohan Joshi. This is Michelle Ashraf, Arjun Ravi, Adi Manatwala. Thank you for watching. Good night.
Good night.